Hey everyone, welcome back to Bookstream for Tweens with the Fulton County Library System. I am here today to talk to you about Before the Ever After by Jacqueline Woodson, so stick around. Okay, so my name is Miss Liane. I'm a librarian at the Milton Library. So I read this book. It came out in 2020. There was a lot of buzz when this book came out. So I finally read it this past month. And I don't know what I was really waiting for, to be honest. It's a short book, and it's written in verse, so there's a lot of white space on the pages. It's something that you can read through quickly and not having missed things. I know sometimes when we try to read through a book that we really like a lot, we try to read through it too fast, we miss some stuff. But then it's fun to go back and reread it. I have a few series that I like to go back to and reread. But enough about that. So Before the Ever After is about a kid named ZJ. His dad is a pro football player. During his time as a football player, he had a lot of head injuries, and that's led to permanent brain damage. So the story follows along ZJ, and he's mostly reminiscing about good times with his dad that he loved. He and his dad had a really cool relationship. They did a lot of things together. They hung out. His friends all loved the dad. And he was kind of well loved because he was like the star football player too. But ZJ's having trouble with dealing with the fact that his dad's brain is damaged permanently. So his dad will act out of character a lot of times, and sometimes he doesn't remember things that he should remember. So that's kind of difficult for ZJ to deal with because he's like, Dad, like, how do you not remember this or whatever? So ZJ's kind of having a hard time with that. And there's also, he goes, to the doctors, and there's a little bit of talk about that too. So there's just a lot. For being a short book, it's really wonderfully written because you really, get a sense for ZJ and what he's going through. He is such a cool kid. His friends are super supportive. Like you don't even know. Like his friends all really like his dad because he's a football player and everything. But they're really supportive of ZJ and trying to help him through this tough time that he's having with his dad because they know and he and ZJ know that his dad is changed forever. He's going to not be the same dad that he was. But the friends are really supportive. That's really cool. I really like to see that. And just everything, I don't even like football. I don't like football. And that's probably why I was like, I don't need to read this book. But finally I did, and I'm glad because even as somebody who doesn't like football, like I really enjoyed it because it really is about the connection that ZJ has with his dad, and how life is a little bit different for him nowadays. But I will read you a couple chapters. So like I said, this is set in verse. So I will read this one chapter that I really like called Unbelievable, and it's ZJ just reminiscing about a really fun time that he had with his dad. So Unbelievable. The first time my dad heard one of my songs, he asked, "Who wrote that?" We were in the kitchen and it was pizza night with extra cheese, extra sausage, and lots of olives. I was singing because of that. And I was singing because it was summer and because the pizza smelled so good, and the whole day was only for us. No coaches calling, no practice, no game to study, no fans, just me and my daddy. Mama in Arizona visiting the grandmas. So it was, just us men and our pizza, and all the rest of the takeout we were planning to have with Mama gone. So I was singing about all of it. The summer, our bright yellow kitchen, the good food, and me and my daddy alone together. I don't remember how old I was, but I remember my daddy's smile. "Who wrote that?" And me with a slice almost to my mouth stopping and saying, "Yep, It was all made up by me. Then going back to singing a song about pizza in summertime, a song about all the good things already here and the good things coming too. So that's just a quick chapter. Most of the chapters are really short like that. It's a really, really great book. I definitely recommend reading it. Whether you like football or not, if you are a fan of Jacqueline Woodson, then definitely you probably already have read this book. But I will read another passage that I'll share with you guys too. Okay, so this chapter is called Thanks, Bruh. Okay. The doorbell rings late Sunday afternoon, and it's Daniel standing there in his striped raincoat and blue rain boots, shivering, his bike with the back wheel still spinning, lying on the lawn. I was thinking, he says, not even all the way in yet, but shaking out his coat, about the time when we first met. I don't know why, it just came to my head. He takes off his boots, leaves them by the door, follows me into the living room, rubbing his wet face with his shirt. You were the one who said, yeah. Yeah, about what? The fireplace is going, and I'm working on a puzzle in front of it. It's a Yeti on top of a mountain, and so far the Yeti's head is done. I sit back down on the floor on one side of it, and Daniel sits on the other, picks up a piece and stares at it. You said yeah about racing. I don't know what Ollie or Derry would have said, but you said yeah. I didn't know who your daddy was or anything, not yet. And even after I found out, all I really remember is that you were the first one who said yes. He finds a place for the puzzle piece and picks up another, start putting pieces together like he's done this puzzle 100 times. Daniel's not smart like Ollie is, not school smart. He fails tests sometimes, even when he studies. But as we sit working on that puzzle and talking, I realize that he's a whole nother kind of smart. He looks over at me and smiles. The log in the fireplace crackles. Outside it rains and rains. Daniel and me lean into that puzzle for the rest of the afternoon. So that chapter, you can really tell how supportive and great his friends are. And like he mentions, Daniel and the main character, ZJ, have met when they were little, and he asked him to like run a race with him. And ZJ said yes, as we know, and that's how they became like really good friends. So if you haven't read Before the Ever After, check it out. You can place it on hold, fulcolibrary.org, and you can pick it up with curbside service. Also check out Hoopla and eReads Kids. There's lots of other books by Jacqueline Woodson in particular, but there's lots of books. So if you're looking for something new and you can't wait to get to the library, you can download an ebook and read that for free with your library card. So tomorrow we will be talking about Jacqueline Woodson, who is a wonderful author. So definitely come back tomorrow. And don't forget to send in your fan art. We have Fan Art Friday every month on the 4th Friday of the month. So I would love to see what you guys send in. If you're reading this book or if you've read it, you can send me some, you can send in some maybe football art, something like that would be cool. I would really like to see that. Or just kind of, you know, the family hanging out, whatever you have drawn, I would love to see it. So if you could send that in, the email address is down below, so you can send it in and we will feature it here on our YouTube channel on the next episode of Fan Art Friday. So we will see you tomorrow where we discuss Jacqueline Woodson. Bye.